Ryan, welcome back. Continuing on our barnwood art project today. I was able to get some staining done on the frame, so that's all completed now. And I got the whole pattern laid out for the mounting locations on the barn board. So today I intend to drill those using a drill guide that I have from Rockler. It's a really nice one. And then get the frame holes marked and drilled, and I'll go ahead and do a test mount of it. I'm thinking that going forward I might need to keep it mounted on there because everything else is going to have a backer board behind it. You can't use the barnwood board itself to mount things to because it just doesn't have the structure or the integrity left at this point. I did get a notification email that my state cutouts have been sent and they'll be here FedEx on Thursday, so that's 2 days from now. So I'll be able to get them on there and get things laid out. That'll finally let me position everything and do some more of the final work. So it might be a day break here, but in the meantime, I'm going to continue on by getting some of my copper bent, and what I hope to do is build a jig out of some really hard walnut that I have. It was treads from our stairs. And I'm going to see if I can bend one of those copper bars. And if it bends the way I want, then I'll just wait. I'll just know I have something that works. I have a feeling that the jig itself might get consumed by the pressure of trying to bend metal in it, but that's all I have to work with at this point. I don't want to hammer it. I think it'll make it look too manhandled. It'll have some beat up look to it, and that's not the overall look I'm going for on the project. So we'll take you into the shop in a little bit here and show you where things are at regarding the staining of the frame and the preparations to drill the holes, and then we'll probably have the cameras running while I drill a couple of holes so you can see the process there. And then of course when I get to the fit up point of mounting it, I will go ahead and include that too so you can see the progression of things. So thanks for following along. I'm here in the shop getting ready to drill the holes through the barn board. I thought I'd show you a few parts of the process here. I've got the board all marked and it looks like this. I used map pins. You can see them in there, map pins. And they're at the location. So what I'll do when I'm getting ready to drill the hole, I'll leave those in there. I'll just grab my Sharpie here and put a mark where it goes instead of the map pin, and then drill. I'm gonna do it on the floor. There's a lot of detail here, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it on the floor using a backer board, so when I drill through, it shouldn't break out as much. I'm gonna be using this thing from Rockler. It's a drill guide. It's a really nice one. It's got a really nice free spinning, really bearing chuck on there. And this thing here helps to make sure when you're drilling longer holes, like through thicker material like this, that they're nice and straight, or whatever angle you want to put them on. And it helps hold everything in place as you're doing it. It gives you a bunch of handles to work on. You got to get your drill chucked up on the spindle here and go at it. Just be careful. So that's going to happen next. The only thing I'll show you briefly is I did stain the frame. So the frame has a dusk color on it now, which is it doesn't matter. It's the color that was used when we did the cabinets in the house when they had touch-up and stuff like that. It worked out pretty good. So this is the side that goes towards the back of the barn board. So this will disappear, but the edges are all done, okay, all the way around. And then on the back, this is what will be the back of it where it will go onto the wall. So I've got to put the hanger on here next before I actually mount this to the back of the barn board. I want to have the hanger on there so I'm not messing around with that, trying to figure it out. So that's got to make sure I get it level on here, and then those things are square with this. Then when I hang it on the wall, it should work out. I will get the cameras set up here and record some video of drilling some of the holes. Hopefully no problems, because that board just worries me. It looks so delicate at this point, but I'll be careful with it. Okay, well it turns out I needed a 27/64 inch bit. Half inch is obviously too big because the shank on there is 3/8, but that doesn't give you clearance. 7/16 wood as a standard size, but it's kind of big. So 27/64 does a job. this wood actually smells like red oak. Oh, perfect. So, mark this one. To be exact, as long as we're reasonably close for visual alignment when you're looking at it, that'll be good. That's it. Let's clean them up, see what we got. That's good. A little bit of play is perfect. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that is the drilling. Okay, got all the holes drilled. Next thing to do is to get this set in place on top of the frame and mark those holes. Those holes can be drilled, and then I can also put the mounting bracket on the back of the frame. And from there, we'll leave it as an assembly going forward. Well, yesterday I was able to drill the holes through the barn board. I was surprised that once I got into them a little bit, it was pretty darn good inside. There's still quite a bit of wood there. It's not all rotted through. And it smelled in particular maybe like it's oak, maybe a particular oak from around that area. It has slight cedar scent to it, but it was more that oak smell. You get a little bit more acrid smelling wood when you cut it. So that's probably what it is. Anyway, the holes all went pretty good. Thing is, I found out my first hole I drilled was the wrong size, and I couldn't fit the pole in there. So it's too tight. A 3/8 size hole and a 3/8 shaft don't fit. So I had to go to the hardware store, and in the end I ended up with, I think, a 25/64" bit, which is slightly oversized. That got me perfect, so it gives me a little bit of play. It won't be squeezing too tight in there. It's going to work perfect for hanging onto that barn board onto the frame. So the thing today I want to do is get those holes drilled. So I'm going to take that thing and set it on the floor again. And I got the holes all marked on the frame. I will drill the holes through the frame. I got to get them in the center of that circle. It's going to be a smaller diameter bolt going through there. I should be able to figure that out and get those drilled nice and square, and then I'll go ahead and mount it up. The other thing I got to do then is start working on the jig to bend the copper, and that which I have sitting here. I just didn't have time to get to that yesterday, and today it's a little bit later. I've been running around doing a bunch of stuff. Got that all completed though at this point. So you'll see in a little bit some of the holes I got drilled on the video from yesterday, how that worked out, and the alignment of them today, and then maybe I'll film a little bit of drilling the holes through the frame, but maybe not. I think after I have it all mounted up, we'll get some still shots or some video, and then we're waiting for the state cutouts to arrive, which will be here tomorrow. Then I can really start doing more construction of the mounting for them, the bending of mounts on the copper, how to mount the copper, which I think I have figured out, and a few other things. So it's going along well. I hope you're enjoying watching the progress here. It's retired progress. I don't have to jump on everything every day, and I kind of like that. I can mix it with other things I got going on, so working out pretty good. So thanks for hanging in there, and hope you enjoy what's coming up. I'm in the shop now. We're going to drill some holes through the frame. I've got a first-person camera set up so you can kind of see from my perspective what I'm doing. We'll just catch a couple of them here, and then I'm going to try mounting the board on here. Now I did a test hole and it worked just fine. Now we'll go live with the real thing. I think I've got enough battery left in most of the stuff here to do this. So I've got a depth or a drill guide here, and it keeps everything nice and square. Since we're going through 3/4 of an inch board, I want to keep that nice and square because these screws have to go all the way up into the barn board and keep that lock in the right, that nut in the right place. And I've got the depth set, so I'm just going to punch through and not have worrying about anything else. I do have a backer board there to help, so we'll get this going here. Okay, here's one. That easy. Move on over here. I've got some boards I'm putting alongside here because that helps give me more support, and got to kind of build it up to get the right thickness that I need. That one might be too, no, that's the right thickness, okay. Yeah, it just helps to balance this guy on here so it's a little bit easier to handle. So I just got to get down here and line up my drill right in the center of that hole. I hope that one went through. It didn't feel like it did. I can give it a quick look. Let's see. Let's see how we did there. Oh yeah, I see shadow down. Yep, punched through. Didn't punch through, it drilled through. Nice hole. Nice clean hole. Okay. That one I felt break through. Now the thing too is, once I get done with these, I've got to flip this board over, and then I'll be using a Forstner bit to put recesses in there so the heads of the screws recessed on the surface, from the surface there. All right, so I got 2 to go here on the end. This is going pretty good. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I haven't messed anything up yet. Didn't feel that one go through. Hopefully it is. Any of them haven't gone through. They'll be real simple to clean up at this point. So why don't I just flip it over and see what I got? Should be 8 holes poking through. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to continue on with this here, and next thing we'll be doing is mounting it up.